Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Trilby's Notes. Alright, let's go ahead and continue exploring this world, this room here. Hotel cellar, we already read this before. Creates a wine rack. The wine rack. The wine rack was severely understocked. No kidding. The hotelier had no doubt been meaning to refill it. Hotelier? Hotelier? I don't know why I like saying it like that. Only one bottle remained, a dusty green one. Take the wine. I saw no reason to take it. Then dink the wine. Drink the wine. That didn't make sense to me. Why would you not want to take... I see no reason to take this random item, but I'll take these random pliers or anything else I ever find. A small selection of storage boxes, no doubt full of useless trinkets, were the only furniture. Alright, we need a reason for the wine. Fine. The hotel kitchen was deserted and completely sterile. Whatever had happened to the staff, it had happened before they had started preparing dinner. Yeah, where is the staff the entire time here? We came in, we met those two people, we had the receptionist, and that's it. We've seen nobody else. And, of course, our partner. Not really our partner, just the other guy, Lankman. Is the oven good? Nothing was being cooked. The ovens were switched off and free of grime. An array of kitchen utensils hung from a series of hooks on the north wall. Oh. A vast undecorated refrigerator stood in the corner. I had no interest in the hotel's food storage. Well, I do. I do. I took a moment to refresh myself. I took a moment to relieve myself in the sink. There was a basic sink in the southern corner, presumably the area set aside for dishwashing. Well, wash the dishes. Get to work. Don't have money for your dinner, or you're gonna have to earn it somehow. The emergency door refused to budge. It appeared to be jammed. Still raspberry. The sole window looked out on a rather bare backyard. It's time to break the window. Okay, so... we learned more about that whole thing with the shipping. We know there's the other place in, like, Wales and all that. It's like, that's like, we have to... the unicorn in... okay, that's right, the unicorn. Something... in here reminded him about the unicorn. Let's see if we can maybe find one of the people to talk to. Ask about the unicorn inn. Didn't think they'd be here. Just out of pure curiosity. Nope, still barren. Just to check real quick, just because it's quicker than going up and down the stairs. Okay. Fuck you! I ain't dealing with your bizarro world right now. Okay. Just on the off chance they could have been, like, outside hanging out. So anyways, I'm going to try to go to the rooms, but place your bets. Place your bets. Will they be in their rooms? I'm gonna say no. But also, like, I'm not gonna, like, go to the inn, right? I don't really see us leaving this location, you know? Still empty, and you're gonna still be empty. God damn it. Oh, no! Is there anything in this side of the world that I need to inspect? I mean, not at the moment. I'm gonna shift. Oh, I kind of should have looked back up here, but where do I go next? Because if they're not in my room... they wouldn't be in my room. I can't budge that. Backyard just doesn't seem like it. Where do I go now? And when does this speedy cola come into play? It took a while for the meat to come into play, so I'm gonna need to shake up the cola and like spray it in the tall man's face. Like, here, you look thirsty. Have a drink. And then he'll go, no, it burns. The caffeine. It was either stuck or locked. Break down the door. All right, I don't have a lead, so you know what? I'll save us some time here. I'll be right back. Oh, Terry, it's you. Have you seen Siobhan? I was about to ask you that. What did you do to the girl? I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't intend to seduce her away from my service. Abed, I need you to understand. You and I and Siobhan are all in critical danger. There's something evil in this hotel, and it's closing in fast. Mr. Railby, I have been over this. I've been over this hotel several times. Apart from us, there's absolutely nothing here. Please keep your fairy stories in the playroom where they belong. Wow. Okay. Also, so yeah, I should have kept wandering a bit more, which, well, I mean, I ultimately did, but I passed right by this room because I figured, okay, well, maybe I'll just see them in the others. But I guess it makes sense that one could be in here. So okay, let's keep moving along. Also, what did you do to my assistant? Are you seducing her? No, I'm actually, I just kicked her in the face. Do you mind? So if I talk to him about Unicorn Inn? Okay, no, it's actually very relevant. Don't you... Do you know anything about an inn called the Unicorn? Okay. Ah, you noticed my shingle. I picked it up as a curiosity at an antique fair a couple of years ago. Oh, dates all the way back to the Elizabethan period, from what I understand. But I just can't find a buyer for the damned thing. Don't suppose you have any clients who might go for it? Possibly. Do I have your permission to examine it? Of course. I may have to touch it to assess the texture. By all means, do so. As long as you're not going to test its strength over your knee or anything. Okay, this. The whole time I couldn't inspect this because like I didn't know, like, oh, is it sign? Sign. I should have, the word didn't come to my brain. I'm like, I recognize what it kind of looked like, but I just didn't think what I could say to inspect it in that moment, because when looking at the room, it didn't give me a keyword. That if I had seen that, then I would have completely connected this sooner. All right, an ancient shingle from an establishment called the Unicorn was leaning against one of the tables. I guess it's a shingle from like what, the roof, not an actual like sign, but whatever. Could this have been the same unicorn mentioned by Jack Freehorn? The buzzing in my ears that manifested as I inspected the shingle indicated so. Okay, get ready for another warp. All right. Touch the shingle. The shingle's design was a simple one of a unicorn's head in half profile, painted with average ability on a dark oak backing. I also just realized, had I recognized that this was the item in question for the unicorn thing, I would have come to this room and then found him. So if I made that connection earlier, it makes total sense that you'd encounter him here. That was just partly on me then. As I pressed my fingertips to it, however, the design seemed to extrude from its backing, like a hologram, and seemed to draw closer until my vision was filled with wood grain and mediocre brushstrokes. I could vaguely detect the professor speaking to me on the very edge of hearing, but by the time I realized it, I was already gone. Somewhere in Wales, July 28th, AD 1581. So we're never actually leaving the hotel. We'll just warp to other places in the flashbacks. This is how we get to Wales. Owen Somerset, a traveling merchant, was on his way back to his wife and family in London, having concluded some business dealings in, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Ceredigion? I don't know, wherever. Caught suddenly by a summer storm, he spied an inn by the side of the road and marveled at his good fortune. Faith, 'tis an evil storm that blights the sky tonight. Oh, we're going to talk like this. I must have the Almighty on my side to find myself so close to an inn as it broke out. Aye, perhaps. The innkeeper seemed quite taciturn, but Owen was in a good mood and was determined for it not to leave him. It was probably too late to continue riding, even if the storm cleared. Owen decided to inquire after a room for the night. He also inquired to make a save point for the night. The unicorn was small but secure, constructed from a combination of stone and English oak. The only furniture in this reception room was a bar and a bench for seating. The innkeeper was stout and seemed quite young, but his eyes were haggard and sad, like those of an old man. The encounter was plain and unadorned, stained with long, dried splashes of ale. "Give me ale!" That did make sense to Owen. "Drink!" Owen wasn't sure how to. "Well, I got bad news for you, buddy. You're not going to survive if you can't drink." How could I possibly know what Owen was carrying that day? I always have to do that. Owen decided he looked as normal as ever. Owen had to be more specific. "Oh, I'm sorry. Ask about..." "Good evening, sir. Would it be possible to secure a bed for the night? Be a wiser man than I. Be a wiser man than I. Go from this place and never return." What? "There is a curse upon this inn. I will not have an innocent doomed to the same fate as I." "Oh, how kind of you." "Oh, well, in that case, I'll just leave. Goodbye." Owen had no intention of leaving the inn until the storm had cleared. "No!" "I have plenty of gold to pay for my board." "The devil cannot be bought off, my friend." "What devil? What is the nature of this curse?" "This inn was built by my father 20 years ago. From the wood of a fallen oak he stumbled upon an island north of here. He noticed human bones scattered around, but did not heed them. This inn has been a curse on our bloodline ever since. Madness and death claims those who stay here. This time last year, it claimed my father. Soon, I am certain it shall claim me." "Well, then fucking get rid of it! Burn it down! Burn it down to the ground!" "Ask man about a room. So why do you remain? I do not believe in fleeing from the mistakes of the past. If the Almighty wills that my family must pay for our errors, then this I accept. But I would not see another suffer for our sins. Leave now before the shadows take you." "Sir, I have little patience for fables, and even less for riding after sundown in the middle of a downpour. Lend me a room, and I shall take the responsibility for my own well-being. You will insist? Not only will I insist, but I will pay whatever price you ask. Go, then, take the upstairs room, and if you remain by the morn, you shall pay nothing at all." "Oh, well. Well, how about that? I shall retire, then. I hope you will not come to regret your haste. And I hope you won't retire permanently." "Hit the man." "Oh, no violence allowed. It's never allowed." It's bullshit. The guest room of the unicorn was a little bare, but quite functional. 2 beds and a dresser were the only furniture, and a set of stairs was the only exit. A slightly decorative wooden dresser stood in the corner. It was completely empty. It seemed to be only for show. The beds were simple peasant fare, the mattresses no doubt stuffed with prickly straw, but they would have to suffice. Owen lay himself down, intending only to test the bed's softness, but in his exhaustion, he quickly succumbed to sleep. And he never woke up again. Oh, in the early hours of the morn, something jolted Owen from his slumber. Piercing sound? No. Piercing smell. "Oh my god, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo." Stop. Drop. Roll. Shoot. Stop. Drop. Something. Open up shop. Oh, no. I never could fully, discern the actual lyrics, but, whatever. Alright, well, let's not mess around, because clearly it's fire! Look at the fire! A blaze had been set before the front door. By whom? The innkeeper? Oh no! I'm trapped. Jump in the fire. Perhaps Owen should try rephrasing that. Die! Owen couldn't do that just then. You could very easily do it, Owen. There's fire right there. Throw yourself on the barbecue. What's cooking? Put out the fire. Owen didn't have anything on hand he could use to put the fire out. Sure he does. Grab ale. Alright. Fine, our bed sheets. That's why they're all ruffled. Owen took the sheet with him, presumably for comfort. Yes, for comfort. Not because this... Well, I say the inn's on fire, but it's a very, very small part. Cover fire. What in God's name? Oh, no. Oh, God. It's him! The innkeeper! What kind of... Who could have... Oh my fucking God, dude! Once again, I returned, disoriented from my vision. Dude, this game's got, like, jump scare shit. Fuck me. Once again, I returned, disoriented from my vision. I was closing in on the source of the madness. The innkeeper had said that the wood came from a tree on an island. Could that have been Clanbrahman Island? Given what I was seeing, it seemed a valid, if worrying, possibility. Besides that, it seemed I had no other leads. So what would I do? I was determined not to let the trail end there. If there were just a single clue. How can I warp to there now? Trilby, I know you are following a trail. Go to the roof if you wish to proceed. Lankman. You are absolutely the tall man. I don't trust you at all, but, am I trying to actually help resolve something? Or are you just doing this all to fuck with me? Victim 2, the innkeeper. Number 1, the second man who desired judgment was the innkeeper, who had bought the wood of the tree and built it from his house. The prince came to him and his guests, and he struck the innkeeper down, and the innkeeper knew the name of the king. 2, and the prince turned to the innkeeper's guest, and he said, You I shall not let live, for once before I have made this warning, and still my soul aches with what is done to the wood that is my soul, and I will spare no man who injures me in this way. And the innkeeper's guest knew the name of the king. Number 3. So, this prince, the tall man and all that, right? It's, his soul, part of his house, because there was, I'd have to read like that first thing that talked about it, where he came into him and his house and all that, to now put the pieces fully together. But obviously it's like, he's killing people because you took his house, or his wood. He took his wood. So now, where... Oh, to the roof, to the roof, to the roof, to the roof, to the roof. You gonna warp me? You gonna warp me, game? Warp me, I dare ya. Hello, what's this? The reception desk was a cheap pine, blah, blah, blah. A porcelain leg lay upon the desktop. I took the leg with me. We have to put together that doll at the top of the room. Oh, and it's... Oops. Cancel. Look at the leg. The porcelain body parts were made with a truly obsessive care for detail. The ends were presumably the organ... the ends where presumably the organ would connect to the rest of the body were painted a turrid red. Alright, to the roof we go. It's not going to warp me right now. Well, I guess it could, but it probably wouldn't because I need to get to the roof, which I can only get to in the normal world here. It's kind of nuts how he was able to make all these games so far in locations where there's like 7, 8 rooms. Okay, maybe more than that. Like 10 or less rooms like in total, really, in the grand scheme. And you just kind of keep like going between the different ones and new things unlock and like... It's a small area, but there's like progression throughout. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just kind of cool how like we're on this relatively small hotel, but there's always something new. It's like, now we can get to the roof. Oh, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to form the doll, the porcelain body, whatever, with all of the relevant parts. And that's what unlocks this. So maybe it doesn't shift until, maybe it'll shift once I complete it. So I'm going to have to just kind of like check everywhere because now there's body parts everywhere. For some reason, a porcelain arm had been laid out on the bed. I took the arm with me. Body parts, yeah, and it's just going to be then a generic text for all the parts you find. Now, it's possible I will get warped still. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought that there would be one here. I thought one would be here. Oh, yeah, I hate that. Take a pill. Good lord. Do not want. The game doesn't have, like, random jump scares. It comes out during preset, you know, timings of things like that where, you know, during, like, the flashback sequence. Not a jump scare, but that's a scare. Dude, I like what he did in this game. Fuck me. Fuck me. You know what? I'm so spooked. I'm so spooked and pooped in my pants that I'm gonna call it a part here. Okay. We'll go ahead and call this here because we know what we're doing here. I'm pretty sure this is what's going to unlock the roof. So, in the next video, we'll go ahead and keep searching randomly because it just seems like it could be in any of the key rooms. We'll search randomly, find the other two limbs. I'm pretty sure we need maybe a headpiece. We'll kind of make sure. And then we'll try putting it together and see what happens. So, I'll see you then.